Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, master's in counseling psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic healer, hypnotherapist, and yogi. In this episode, I'm going to discuss the implications of the planet Pluto transiting back into the sign of Capricorn from September through November 2024. It's the last visit of powerful Pluto into karmic Capricorn since 2008. You'll want to stay tuned until the end of the episode to find out what this means for your zodiac sign. Welcome to the episode on Pluto transiting back into the sign Capricorn. Pluto has been enjoying an electrifying transit through pioneering Aquarius since January 20th, 24. It retrograded in Aquarius on May 4th. And continues backward motion, shifting into Capricorn on September 2nd, 2024. The purging and purifying planet Pluto swings back into the sign of the mountain goat to continue the dismantling of societal structures that no longer serve. Pluto has left the building of the Aquarian free-form frolic and is retrograding back in corporate Capricorn, beginning on September 2nd until October 12th, 2024, when it goes direct in Capricorn until November 20th, 24, when it launches into Aquarian airspace for 20 more years. Hallelujah! However, we can use Pluto's last hurrah in Capricorn in this lifetime to focus on mastery and self-discovery. Instead of fearing the Plutonian purging in the realm of karmic Capricorn, we should look at this as an opportunity to clear and release even more baggage that is yet to be disposed in the previous years of Pluto's transit through Capricorn during 2008 through 2023. For the collective, this means more restructuring or even collapse or flailing of existing structures in our society, such as governments, economics, education, and healthcare systems. So we'll see even more conundrums with all of those larger institutions that govern our world. And we're going to look and see throughout the world certain governments, the economics, politics, and educational systems, healthcare systems, and see whether they're too flawed to continue in their current form. And while Pluto goes into Aquarius then from 2024 through 2044, that will be the restructuring and the new paradigms coming in to replace the old order. Interestingly enough, in the United States in politics, the political or financial elite who held power and even those who misused their power during the recent Pluto and Capricorn of the past 8 years are trying to come back for another round for the 2024 elections, trying to regain dominance. It may look like their cutbacks have some traction behind them, but we are in for big surprises at the election cycle in 2024. There's so much duality going on and so much duplicity thanks to Jupiter and Gemini during this Pluto retrograde cycle. It's not over until the fat lady sings. There's going to be some big surprises in September through November 2024. Courtesy to all the outer planets being retrograde, including Pluto retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Saturn retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde. Also, throw in the eclipse window of mid-September through early October, and there will be some disruptions and disturbances in the political arenas and collective consciousness. Pluto is stirring up the pot, bringing the old dregs to the top. Be patient, stay calm, carry on. Do your inner work as the brave new world begins to emerge from Plutonian Phoenix rising from the ashes of the Capricorn deconstruction. Pluto, purifier and purger, planet of death, rebirth, and transformation, will get back to unfinished residual work in Capricorn, taking care of business, reconfiguring the world economy, and shifting and shaking up our financial realities. Remember, when Pluto entered in Capricorn in the beginning, it was 2008. and the world experienced the worst financial crash in years. And the mortgage bubble in the United States popped, and unemployment increased as well. This affected much of the population. Pluto likes to make a powerful entrance as well as a potent Plutonian exit when he leaves a sign. This is also true in individual charts when Pluto enters a new house in one's natal chart and when it leaves it. For example, when Pluto enters someone's second house of resources, they may lose monies, but also makes way for earning more money than they ever did before. And usually, by the time Pluto exits their second house of resources, they have made more money than previously in their lives. During the roughly 14 years that Pluto transits a zodiac sign or a personal natal house, the person will go through the process of loss or death, transformation, rebirth, purification, in that arena which the house rules. So this is where you need a vetted and qualified astrologer to tell you what this Pluto retrograde cycle is going to mean for you. And also Pluto going through Aquarius in the coming 20 years. It's really important to have a gauge on that, especially if Pluto is going to be activating any of your natal planets or conjuncting them. That's going to be a big change already from January through May. Many of my clients were being affected by Pluto. There's a whole generation of people that were born in the early 80s that are going to have Pluto square their natal Pluto in Scorpio. And they were all coming into my office. And then there's the group that were born in 1970 and 71, I believe, that will have Pluto square their natal Saturn. And then if you have your sun sign in the early degrees of Aquarius, which would be from January 20th to about 25th approximately, you're going to have Pluto conjunct your natal sun for the next couple of years. So get ready, because life as you know it is going to change quite a bit and rapidly. Same to those people who have planets or their sun in the early degrees of the other fixed signs, including early degrees Taurus, which would be from April 20th to about April 24th. Early degrees Leo, which would be from about July 20th, 21st to about 24th. And those in the early degrees of Scorpio, which would be October 20th to about 24th. Major transformation. You're going to get a breather, actually, now that Pluto's retrograding into Capricorn, because from January through June, actually, Pluto's in the early signs and is still wreaking havoc with anybody who has any planets, including their natal sun in early degrees, fixed signs. So you get a breather when it goes into Capricorn, and then it starts leveling up again, causing transformation. And I can speak to it personally. I've been having Plutonian visitations, and Pluto's actually prominent in my chart to begin with. So it actually has helped me quite a bit. But I'm an astrologer. I knew how to prepare. I knew how to work with the energy. But, it's very psychological in nature. So people need to be aware of that and work on hidden aspects of their psyche. And again, if you want to find out how you're affected by Pluto transits in 2024 and 2025, contact me through my website, JillJardineAstrology.com. So, Pluto in general will have a powerful ripple effect on our reality, slowly shifting the foundations of our innermost psyches and society at large until something emerges completely anew. Pluto retrograde is subtle, working quietly in the background to revamp and rewire all that's going on above ground. So, some food for thought there. When I come back, I'm going to share what the significance of Pluto retrograde in Capricorn means for each sun sign. And again, that cycle, when it will be retrograde, is from September 2nd through November 20th, 2024. Actually, it's retrograde from September 2nd through October 12th, but then it will go direct from October 12th to November 20th in Capricorn. So It's in Capricorn from September 2nd to November 20th. Retrograde for the first almost month, September 2nd through October 12th, and then going direct. So you're going to want to stay tuned to hear how this is going to affect you.
It's a great time to book a reading. So check out my website, JillJardineAstrology.com/shop, and pick the kind of reading or service you would like.
So here is how the Pluto retrograde and transit of Capricorn from September 2nd through November 20th, 2024 is going to affect each sun sign. Let's start with the first sun sign, Aries. It's going to help you to bring back some confidence. You have already had the years since 2008 of Pluto squaring your natal sun. So this is a little residual revisit. You get to get really clear what you want in your life going forward, and surely what you want to release if you haven't released it already. You can get in touch with your inner power and carve out your own path to success. Don't compare it to others and their success. It's time for you to truly step into your power and start planning your own success. And this is help by you really getting down to what are your insecurities that have prevented you from moving forward in previous years. Taurus, you're in a cycle to upgrade your value system and remember or realize what is really important for you going forward. This is actually a harmony for Taurus. Pluto going back to Capricorn forms what we call a trine. So this is really going to be a time of anchoring some new energy and taking care of unfinished business from the last 14 years. It's an opportunity, Taurus, to really get your money house in order and feel very grounded in your life moving forward. Use this fellow Earth energy from Pluto in Capricorn to really feel solid and grounded in your life and launching into the next phase. Gemini, keep releasing limiting beliefs and broadening your horizons, Gemini. During this Pluto retrograde cycle, Jupiter is transiting through your sign Gemini, which is really good for expanding your mind and allowing mental and spiritual growth. You may find yourself going inward and becoming even more emotional. Some area that you really should look at is boundaries. Are you setting boundaries? Are you protecting? Are you getting grounded? Gemini is an air sign. Pluto in Capricorn will be an earth sign. So it's a chance to get into your body because it was quite electrifying for the first 6 months of 2024 with Pluto in Aquarius, fellow air sign, lighting up your neural circuitry. This is the time to bring it down from crown to ground. So use this opportunity to get very clear. Cancer. This retrograde might feel like you're diving back into the deep end of the pool, but at least now you learned how to swim for the past 14 years. And yes, you can take another lap. This will be a time when you can see how much you've grown psychologically, emotionally, and relationships may be the test for you. Have you come to a new level of openness and trust in relationships? Are you setting appropriate boundaries for yourself when dealing with others? So, looking at how you can be safe and trusting in relationships while setting boundaries and feeling secure in your life as well as with all relationships. So it's a big time for you, Cancer, as Pluto goes back into Capricorn because it's opposing your sun. So perhaps more challenges, but remember, you're coming to a level of mastery after the previous years. Leo. So you had Pluto opposing your sun for the first 6 months of, or first 9 months of 2024. And that would have been testing your relationships. So Pluto going into Capricorn gives you a break from that. It can be about you and looking at where do you want to commit your time and energy, and how much do you love yourself as to not give away your energy? What kind of partnerships do you want, romantically, professionally, or with friendships? What is your priority in life in general? So, this is a good time for you to prepare for any upcoming challenges and getting really connected to yourself on all levels, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and physically. So, do your diligence, Leo, so you're prepared for the 20-year run when Pluto goes back into Aquarius in November 2024 through 2044. Virgo. Virgo, Pluto going back into Capricorn, fellow Earth sign, is going to help you out. So perhaps you got inklings or you strive towards a new life of being of greater service. And perhaps you've made major changes in your professional life and your life of work and service in the past years. Well, you get to redo, revamp, reassess, and reorganize all of that. This is a chance for a final redo before you set new plans in motion. So you can do something that really allows for self-expression and feels good. It doesn't have to be all work and no play, Virgo. So take these 2 months of a hiatus from September to November to get ready to launch yourself professionally and otherwise at the end of 2024. Scorpio. Pluto is your chart ruler. So Pluto shifts don't really shake you up, perhaps as other sun signs, because Pluto is your backyard. And so more transformation as a earth sign, Capricorn, throwing an aspect to your water. It's a 60 degrees. That's harmony. So this is a chance to redo things and get a break from when Pluto was squaring your fixed sign in the first 9 months of 2024. So this is a breath of air. You get to heal and reshape your foundations, prepare. You get to look at your financial life and maybe realign some things, as well as the foundations that no longer serve, to release so that you can have deeper experiences in every aspect of your life to the extent that you want to go deep. So Pluto is going to help you out in this 2-month retrograde. Sagittarius. Well, you got Pluto retrograde and Jupiter opposing your natal sun. So you're rethinking how you express, how powerful your words may be, how much you may affect other people. And so you want to really make sure that you're connected to your own truth, that you feel a very powerful sense of self-worth, that you're not so outer directed with other people and outside activities that you're disconnected from your core and your source. So this is a really good time for you to reconnect. Pluto is going through your second house of resources again. So you get to get your financial and economic houses in order. And also, this may be a time to let go of carrying too much. I mean, perhaps in these 2 months, you release a lot of belongings as well and make way for the new Sagittarius. Capricorn, your friend Pluto is back in the house, making sure that you have released everything you were supposed to. So coming back and doing a clean sweep through the Capricornian home and psyche and all other areas of your life. So make sure that you have released everything. What else needs to be purged? Maybe you want to do a body cleanse or a space cleansing or Swedish death clearing. Take advantage of Pluto back in your sign to make even more space. Aquarius is breathing a sigh of relief as Pluto has left the building, but not for long. It's going to come back on November 20th. So it entered your sign for the very first time in your life, catalyzing a total identity shift that you're still in the process of integrating. And this is just the beginning. So you want to get ready for the long haul. Get that Aquarian spaceship ready to launch at the end of November, but connecting to your core and source, and also making space and do more release. You thought the purge of early 2024 was enough. I think there's still some things you can get rid of psychologically, physically in your life. Simplify and minimalize, Aquarius. Look at your hidden fears and your shadows, because if you don't look at them now, they're going to come and be face to face with you. So get some traction now so that you can clear the way when Pluto goes into Aquarius. And Pisces, you get to go back into your subconscious and see what's still hidden there. Your dreams are going to get intense with Pluto in Capricorn. So you're going to reevaluate, reassess, and look at your connection to source, your connection to people, and how are you being supported. And of course, it all comes back to self-love and self-worth, Pisces. So use this Pluto in Capricorn retrograde to revisit yourself, your spiritual connection, and love yourself even more.
Would you like more wealth, prosperity, and love in your life? Would you like to develop your intuition so you can make better decisions in life and you know what the truth is and not the narrative that's being run out there in the media and alternative media and social media? Well, I have developed an online course to help you. I'm applying my years of experience of helping clients have more successful, prosperous, happy, and fulfilling lives with metaphysical techniques, tools, and powerful positive processes. I have created a series of empowering workshops. Check out my online courses on Sanskrit mantras for wealth, prosperity, love, and to develop your intuition. Check it out at my website, JillJardineAstrology.com/M as in Mary, C as in cosmic, S as in scene. JillJardineAstrology.com/MCS.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Pluto backtracks to Capricorn, breakdowns before breakthroughs. Remember to subscribe, download, share, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, sending purging, purifying Plutonian pulses into the quantum field.